Chapter 1. Hi guys, my name is Alan Zeng, and for my persuasive paper, I'll be talking about greenhouse gas emissions. So I'm sure many of you guys are already aware of the problem that is global warming, except I feel a lot of people don't understand what actually causes global warming and why it is actually such a big problem for the world. Just a little bit of context. I've always been an environmentally friendly individual. In high school, I was in my green club for 3 years, and I've taken multiple environmental science courses in both high school and college. So I feel like I am knowledgeable enough to talk about this topic. So what actually causes global warming? Global warming is caused by the excess release of greenhouse gases, which are defined by the Environmental Protection Agency as gases released by processes such as the burning of fossil fuels. And these gases trap heat in our atmosphere, resulting in our planet slowly warming up. And in recent decades, we have seen a skyrocket in the rate of greenhouse gases emitted. And this is due to many different factors. And as an individual, you can make a difference by reducing your carbon footprint by making a few small changes in your lifestyle. And hopefully we can all come together as a community to help fight against climate change. So over the last 150 years, human activity has been responsible for almost all of the greenhouse gases emitted in our atmosphere. And according to the Environmental Protection Agency, more than half of the greenhouse gases emitted every year are due to two categories. And these are both driven by fossil fuels. Fossil fuels are the main factor behind greenhouse gas emissions. So the first of these two categories of human activities is transportation. So transportation is the leading factor in greenhouse gas emissions, as it contributes to 29% of global greenhouse gas emissions every year. And most vehicles such as cars, trucks, planes, boats use petroleum fuel, which contains gasoline and diesel, which when burned release a lot of greenhouse gases, which is obviously very bad. The next human activity is electric production, which is the second leading factor in greenhouse gas emissions. And electricity is produced through the use of fuels such as fossil fuels, coal, and natural energy. And because of the increase in demand for the need of power and electricity, as a result, we are using a lot of resources to provide this to everyone, and it results in a large increase in greenhouse gas emissions. So what are actually the negative effects of increased greenhouse gas emissions? Well, according to Roy Darwin of the US Department of Agriculture, with rising temperatures and changing weather patterns, agriculture will be severely impacted. There will be a change in weather patterns, droughts. And for example, Mali is predicted to have to go from 34% to 64% of its population suffer from hunger due to droughts affecting agricultural standards. And plants and wildlife will also be affected due to changing weather patterns. Habitats will be destroyed by rising sea levels. Overall, the whole world will be negatively affected. So how can we help prevent the increased emissions of greenhouse gases? So renewable sources are the energy of the future. And with a few simple changes in your life, you as an individual can help reduce your carbon footprint. First of all, let's talk about transportation. So transportation, instead of using a vehicle that uses fossil fuels, you can instead switch to an electric vehicle, which in both in the short run and the long run produce way less carbon emissions. But obviously this isn't feasible for everyone. So instead you can take public transportation, which will reduce the number of cars on the roads, or you can just simply walk or bike to work, which would completely get rid of transportation from your carbon footprint. As for electricity, you can switch to a renewable source such as solar panels, but this is affected by things such as location and price. Or you can just be more mindful of the way you use your electricity. For example, turn off lights and appliances when they're needed. And it will take a lot of time and dedication for a brighter, greener future. According to Christopher M. Jones and Daniel M. Kamen of UC Berkeley, this process, in order to actually see changes of reduction of greenhouse gas emissions, it will take upwards of 15 to 20 years. So this will take a lot of dedication from us as individuals and us as a community to work for a brighter future for our future generations. Thank you. Have a good day.